What's going on, everyone? Well, we are back for another video today, and yeah, before we get into this video, we're going to take a break from the paludarium build, and we are doing that because I am waiting for one last component to come in before we continue that. We'll get working on that throughout the rest of this week, and the final video will come out very soon. If you haven't watched part 2, please go back and watch it. It was actually one of the coolest parts of the video, and it doesn't seem like everybody's quite enjoying the paludarium build. I'm not getting a whole lot of engagement on that video, so if you have not watched it, click right up there. With that, let's talk about today's video. So today, in fact, listen, just listen for a second. Listen here. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Do you hear that sound? Do you hear that sound? This is what that sound is. It's a waterfall. Why? Over the last 2 days, I have spent my time building a front porch pond. But yeah, you know, so I can sit out on the porch on my little bench and enjoy the soft trickle of the water into the pond while drinking coffee, and I can look over and see a shark. I'm kidding. Anyway, but in today's video, that's what we're going to be showing you, is how I planned out and built this front porch pond utilizing something that I already had out of the fish room, and you'll see all about that in this video. Maybe, since this is not a paludarium build, and people seem to like fishing and ponds and everything else more so, then let's see what we can do on this video. So what I want is I want as many comments as you can possibly post on this video of what kind of fish we should put in this pond. It is a 50-gallon pond, so keep that in mind when you're making recommendations. They need to be small fish, and start commenting below, like as many fish as you want. In individual comments, all that you want. If we get to 1,000 comments, I'll give away another piece of merch. The other thing is, if we get to 1,000 likes, I will also give another piece of merch. So that means if we get 1,000 comments and 1,000 likes, 2 pieces of merch will be given randomly in the next video. Yeah, can you guys do it? 1,000 comments, 1,000 likes, 2 pieces of merch for free. All right, so get into today's video. If you notice right here, this is the indoor pond that used to be right here, which as you can see, it's no longer in the fish room. We have actually moved it where? To the front porch. So the front porch pond is going to consist of this. Now, we're not going to just leave this out here like this. This looks ridiculous, right? However, what we are going to do, I ran out to Home Depot, picked up some 2x4s, because we are going to build a box around this. We are actually going to tile it with this particular kind of tile, which, like I said, is just an earth colored slate to kind of give it a natural flow into this porch. We're going to put a waterfall on it. We're going to do all kinds of things. So stay tuned and make sure you stick around for the rest of this video. And once again, if you have not seen the paludarium build, make sure you go check that out. For everybody that's interested in the paludarium build, part 3 will be coming next week, as we are waiting for one very critical component to finish out this build. So stay tuned for that. The piece is actually supposed to show up on Tuesday, I believe. So at that point, we'll put out video 3, which will be planting the paludarium and scaping the aquarium portion of that paludarium. So definitely stick around and subscribe so you don't miss that. Now, another thing that will be coming soon, as you can see, the cabinet for the 100-gallon is complete. I finished the painting on this morning. I need to come back and sand this down. I need to put the antique finishing touches on this, and that will be done. So stay tuned for the video coming of the entire cabinet rebuild, as well as the rescape of the 100-gallon, which will be coming out very, very soon. Basically, this tub is 51 inches in length and 31 inches in width, and that is from outside lip to outside lip. So basically, we want to frame this in, and we're going to make our frame width on the interior of our frame 52 inches long and 32 inches wide, which will give a 1-inch gap all the way around the top of this. Now, as far as that gap goes, you won't be able to see that because once we get everything built, once we get the slate tile on the outside of this, we're actually going to cap the top around the edge with some sort of a stone or something to make it look nice. Let's see how this goes. All right, well, we have the first frame done. We're gonna set this up next to this and see how it looks. Height-wise, it's perfect. Length-wise, definitely extends out far enough, I believe. So yeah, first one done. Need to do one more. All right, guys, well, we got the front porch pond framed in. As you can see, it's completely surrounded by frame. And essentially what we're gonna do is I've actually changed my mind. We had talked about putting this earth-colored slate on it, but with the brown shutter, or well, fake shutters, the cedar posts that are brown. So I decided, because I had a piece of wood in the garage that had actually been stained that color, which looks like this right here. Oh my gosh, there's a snake. It's a snake. Anyway, so I was looking at it, and I think that the brown wood would actually look better. So I'm gonna run out to Home Depot right now, pick up more of this wood and the stain for it, and I'm gonna come back and stain it, and then we're gonna cut it and put this stuff on here, get this thing finished out. So stay tuned. Before we head out to Home Depot, real quick, I'm just gonna show you. The cabinet is now done. I got all of kind of the antiquing done on it and such. I got some wormholes in it. Everything right here is looking good. Now I just need to put my wax coat on it and polish it, and this thing can go back together. Like I said before, once that cabinet is fully done and we get the 100-gallon back on top of it, at that point we are going to rescape the 100-gallon, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, let's get over to Home Depot, pick up some wood. All right, well, we are back at the house and we are gonna unload our wood. Well, that was easy. And we have a couple of other great things. Here's the first thing. I picked up a waterfall head for half price. So this waterfall head right here is normally $24. I got it for $12, and the reason is because it's missing its connector. So then what I did is I went ahead and bought a connector here, which is, this is basically an elbow. I don't need this threaded in, but that's okay. This end I do need. So then I needed a 1" to 3/4 inch reducer. And essentially, this fits perfectly into this hole. This will screw onto the back with some rubber washers, which will seal this up tightly, which I have right here. And then this little piece here will actually screw in here, giving me access to actually plug the fountain hose into. So we have all of that, and all in all, this cost me $15.30. So we saved over $9 on this waterfall head by reconstructing the broken piece myself. And yeah, so I also got the fountain pump half off because of the fact that it was missing the actual little piece that connects the hose. So this has really turned into a budget build, but let's get into this today. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut these boards down to size to fit the sides here. So let's get that going.
All right, guys, well, I got the wood put around the new front porch pond, and as you can see, looks really nice.
Ties in nicely with the faux shutters I have on my windows, as well as the cedar posts on my front porch. One of the reasons that I also went with wood instead of the slate is, well, when I need to get up underneath this thing and clean and do those kinds of things, it's gonna be quite tough to be able to move this thing with that much slate on it. With just the wood, it's still easily movable. I can get to the pond, everything works fine. I went ahead and put my waterfall head together as well. As you can see, I think where I'm gonna go with this is I think that it's gonna be back in this corner right here. I haven't quite made the decision just yet, so stay tuned for that, but we will see how this turns out. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get this pond cleaned out, get all the sand out of it and everything else, so we can start getting some actual substrate that's gonna go in here, actually in this thing. Then we will come back, I'll get the waterfall set up, we'll get the rocks all around the top of it, and this thing will be done, other than putting some fish in it. We have the river rock in the bottom, which this is really just pebble, river pebble, I guess. This, you can get a bag of it at Home Depot for $4.97. And in this situation, one bag covered the whole bottom of this thing. What I'm gonna use on this end over here is some of the larger river stone to build up kind of where the waterfall is gonna be, because the waterfall head's gonna actually sit outside of the pond. Let's get this thing scaped out, get this thing finished up, get the cap rock around it. Let's do this. All right, guys, well, we changed some of the design. So instead of putting a cap rock over the top or capping off the top of the pond, I started doing it with a rock, and it just didn't look very good. It could have looked good, but I would have had to have used so much rock. And the problem is because like when you cap off the edge of a pond, you can backfill all the cracks and crevices with pea gravel and things like that. Well, you can't do that on an above ground pond. So this is basically what we got. So essentially, I've taken the same type of wood. I have outlined the top, nailed it down. I only have rocks over the waterfall head. The reason that is because I want it to be covered where you can't see it, and I still want it to have some of that rocky look. But now I have to move a couple of rocks. I can lift this whole thing up and then move it out of the way so I can get access to the actual tank underneath, which makes it nice. All I have left to do is I need to move these waterfall rocks. I need to fill the waterfall head with some volcanic rock, add some Fritz Complete to this thing, fill it up with water, put some turbo start in there, and get the waterfall running. And we are done. Well, with the exception of putting fish in it. Let's get to it.
All right, guys. Well, as you can see, the waterfall is
running. I've got it set to a very low setting at the moment. It is full of water, and well, there are 4 fish in here currently, and those are the 4 glow tetra that were out of the 100-gallon. And the only reason they're out here is because I needed something to put out here just to keep the bacteria colonizing. I could ghost feed it, but I didn't want it really dirty, so I just put these 4 fish out here to help with that process. Those guys will go back into the 100-gallon once we figure out what we're going to put in here. And as far as that goes, I need you guys, like I requested in the beginning of the video, drop as many comments as you want. Every kind of fish you can think of. I don't care what it is. Just keep in mind that it is 50 gallons, so we got to keep that under control. One thing that will be going in here is a pleco, just simply because, well, I need something to keep this stuff clean. So I will do some finishing work to this later on. Like the waterfall hose needs to be moved and actually buried, which I will get to that. This cable here for the plug will actually be ran down underneath the wood back over here, and then there's a crack right back here where it can come out and be plugged in. I really like how this turned out. I like the way the wood looks. The fact that I had to use wood instead of rock isn't a big deal. I still have the rock aspect back here in the waterfall. Don't forget to comment what kind of fish we should put in here. All right, ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls, hopefully you have enjoyed the video today, and hopefully you will enjoy this front door pond and getting to help me choose the fish that will go into it. And with that being said, hopefully you have taken time to comment as many fish types you would like to in the comments below. As I stated in the beginning of the video, if we get to 1,000 comments or 1,000 likes on this video, I will give away a piece of merch. If we hit both, I'll give away 2 pieces of merch in the next video to 2 subscribers randomly throughout the comments. So if you would like to see some more merch, make sure that you go ahead and comment and like. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. I will tell you what I am enjoying, and that is the interaction with you guys in the comments and everything else, and I greatly appreciate it. Another paludarium build video will be coming this week, I am sure. I'm waiting on one final component, as I've said, and once that comes in, we will finish planting and scaping the aquarium portion of this paludarium, so stay tuned for that. Once again, if you have not subscribed and turned on those notification bells, please do that so you do not miss any of the content. And with all of that being said, thank you very much, and hey, we will see you next time.